Hi, I'm Phil Berman from Balance Catamarans, and I'm here in Cape Town at the Balance Catamarans Cape Town factory. And I'm standing in the first 502 catamaran that's actually nearing the final phase of construction. I'm actually standing in the main salon. All the furniture for the boat has been made for the main salon, and we only put it in at the very end. We put the windows in yesterday, and these are our beautiful glass windows, but you can see the cutouts here for the new forward opening ports that we had custom made for us by Goyo, because we wanted to keep glass windows, so we needed to get specialized ports made that open forward. So these will open up and remain under the brow, blasting air in. And if you actually look up just above my head, we now have this very, very large hatch that opens up. So between these three windows and this hatch, air is going to be really flooding through the boat. But we've also avoided what for us is the great danger and worry about having windows that are down at the wet deck level that require lots of dogs to shut down. The risk of having water coming into the boat. The nav station is actually here, so there'll be a lot of electronics, computers, and then below over here, you have your string of lithium batteries. So for us, from a safety perspective, we wanted the windows up high and large to bring in the air. So we're really, really happy with these. We removed the central mullion on our older boats. There used to be a mullion here, which enabled us to have this really nice large window. As I turn around a bit and walk over, you can see that the opening between the main salon and the cockpit is really huge on the boat. So we've really opened it up wide. We've created a whole new, really neat nav station module for the down helm seat. Move the down helm back, increase the size and the angle, because we're finding that a lot of people really enjoy sitting here at watch. And now the sight lines looking through are perfect because the windows are just above the sight line. So you're still seeing and looking through the deck, which is a really important part of Balance Catamarans. Really easy steps up into the helm. The new helm seat is incorporated to become a part of the structure of the bimini, so we don't have to have a post on that side of the bimini. And one thing that we've done that's really neat is now we have these cool posts that are really small but strong and aesthetically really pretty, because our window lines are black. By having these black and really small, we think aesthetically it's really, really nice. We've kept the general flow that we've had on the 482 and the 442 because it works. We've tweaked a little bit some of the spaces. This is where the grill is on the boat. But fundamentally, the cockpit remains a very functional cockpit with all this great storage in it. Let's go up on deck. And I'll just, for a second, lift up here and show you the new recess for the solars. So now the solar panels are flush with the top of the deck. We don't build trays and mount them on top. We've got a recessed cavity, and we mount them up so air flows underneath them. So they're going to get air from all sides. This really looks great, and it's far superior to the soft solar panels that have really short warranties, don't last very long, tend to burn, and they don't produce nearly the level of energy that you get from these glass solar panels. And so here on this boat, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 430 watt solar panels. So it's a lot of solar. If you come forward, one thing that's particularly new about the boat is that this is our new Jmax system. What we're calling the Jmax system is, you've got, instead of the old dual longerons that we used to have that come out, we've got a single longeron that rides over the forebeam, which is set lower on the boat. And there are stays that will come down so that we were able to move the forestay out further on the boat. So we've increased the size of the self-tending jib on the boat, and now you have a trampoline that takes you all the way out. We moved the anchor out midway, so you have really nice access to the anchor. And if you look here at this hatch, deck hatch opens up, and this is a port that you can shut from here if you want, but open it up. When this hatch is up and that port is up, you have air just rushing through the boat. A really, really nice feature. And what's great about these forward deck lockers is that most people on our boats are carrying a couple of additional headsails. They're either carrying what we call an upwind screecher or a downwind reacher, or they're carrying an asymmetrical spinnaker in a sock. You can store the two reaching sails, if you have them, or a spinnaker easily inside these lockers, so that you can attach the head and hoist right out of the lockers. It's so nice to not have to pull these heavy sails up out of the sail locker. And that's one real advantage of having these. And we've got them on this 502, and we'll also have them on the new 540 that we're working on now and just announced. I finally relented and gave in to everybody about the track. So our previous boats, we had a straight track for the self-tending jib. A lot of people said, yeah, but we would really like the jib to carry a better shape when the winds are strong and we're reaching, rather than having to barber haul it, which is what we did. Now we've got this curved track, which is something that people wanted. Really big anchor lockers always, really big deck cavity here. So actually you can see the big opening hatch in the roof here. It's quite large. The amount of air that's going to now be coming through this boat all around, through the forward cabins, through these big window openings, is just going to be really, really nice. So I think that it's special. And what's going on right now is that we have 4 of the 502s already on the production line and under construction. We have our first 464 under construction. All the tooling for the boats has now been completed. And so these production lines are moving. So the boats will start coming out here. And what we'll be doing is offering people demonstration sails on the boat because we weren't able to make it to the Annapolis Boat Show. We will, however, at the Annapolis Boat Show, have a new Balance 580 on display, probably be showing one of our 482s or 442s as well. And we will also have a Balance 526 at anchor managing demonstration sails during the entire boat show itself by Darren and Amanda from Outer Passage. So it's going to be a really fun event there. Just announced that we're doing a new Balance 540 to replace the 526, and you'll be able to follow and see a video about that soon. But it's exciting that we are really advancing and pushing the envelope with these new boats. More sail area, more performance, and then a huge difference in these boats really just is we keep upping the carbon content in the boat. And I'll take you downside into the boat in a little bit and show you a couple of new things that we're doing to further lighten and stiffen the structures, which will only increase their performance. But we're not removing any of the great livability that people have come to love about having a Balance catamaran. This particular boat we're doing in a walnut wood, and I think it really looks nice. So let's go downstairs. I want to show you a few other things about the boat. So I'm standing actually here in the cavity for the new VersaStern. So this is a big cavity door that sits over the engine room, lifts up and shuts off. You can close the cockpit just like that. You can open it up just like that. Water will drain out. So I think it's a really, really nice feature. One of the things that is new about this, the 502, is that we've increased the volume of the boat from back here all the way back, so that the boat is carrying more volume and more payload capacity in the rear. And we did that because almost everybody is ordering the new eDrive, which is an electric motor hub and alternator that attaches to the back of the Yanmar engine. So we wanted to get more buoyancy in the back of the boat. And so we not only added more buoyancy, but we increased the waterline length of the boat without changing the hull fineness ratio. So she's gonna just sail even faster with her larger rig and lighter structure. And obviously a lot of people are putting larger tenders on the boat and they're storing sups over the davits. So it helps to have a deeper amount of volume in the back of the boat and to really lengthen her and give her that lean speed look. So let's go inside. I want to talk about something inside the boat. I'm walking now down into the starboard hull. All the cabinetry is covered with cardboard right now because we really don't remove any of this until the last week before we put the boat in the water. I'm actually standing right now in the forward suite. Like our other boats, you have really nice steps that are coming up on either side. The two cabinets on the side, and then right there, right here, is that big opening port. So there'll be vents in the wall there. There are vents in the wall, they're just covered up. And that's where the air will be blasting through. And of course, you'll also always have the deck hatch. Problem with the deck hatch, of course, is that if you have it up in the tropics and the tropical squalls are hitting you all night, you're constantly waking up and having to close it. The beauty of that vent in the front is that you can leave it open even when it's raining and still get air blasting through your boat. So I think that's a really, really nice feature. And as on all of our boats, you know, you've got this really big locker for storage lines and storage bicycles, you know, what have you. One thing that is different, and you can see this big white bar here. This is called a stringer. We added a stringer from the bow all the way back to what we call it goes all the way back to the primary bulkhead. This stringer is a carbon reinforced stringer, enables us to reduce the laminate structures on the hulls all the way back to that point. So it enables us to lighten the structure of the boat and still keep the structural stiffness and achieve ISO and CE regulations for structural rigidity. It was just another effort to lighten the boat. What I'm standing on right now, covered in cardboard, are what we call the cabin soles. The cabin soles in this boat are all carbon foam core floorboards in the boat. All of the partition panels that go between these are also carbon. The bulkheads that are running across this boat everywhere are carbon. The floor of the Salon is carbon. The primary structures of the boat are all carbon. That's why we call it the carbon core. And I did a little video showing one of the carbon core boats in that phase where you can see it fairly easily. So we'll show you what that looks like. Yeah, so she's really coming along, and sometime after the Annapolis Boat Show, I'll be flying back because we'll be engaged in sea trialing the boat at that time before we put her on the ship and bring her to America. And then Jerome and Tina and I will have the boat for our family enjoyment, but we're also going to have the boat in the Outer Passage program. So we'll have the lovely captain and crew on the boat offering people an opportunity to charter a Balance if they're interested in buying one, to get sailing instruction, and to just generally have some adventure charters off the grid on a really fun sailing boat. Same with the 464. First 464 will probably come out early. She will come out early next year. Really excited about that boat. So all the new production is starting. We're just launching some of the last of the older models, which are coming out absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so another change or feature to this boat is we decided to design a flexible downstairs office / makeup table. So there's a lifting lid here that comes up with a mirror on it, and it goes down. And you can work at desk height if you want to have a keyboard and a monitor. You can have a small printer stored here and outlets. And there'll be a chair, obviously, that slides, under here. So this is nice because for people that elect not to get the aft convertible port office in the boat, which is an option on our boats, the new nav station is really large and made to serve as an office. But if you've got a couple on the boat and two people wish to be working and have private spaces, a his and her office, if you will, this is the perfect place. You've got 3 drawers. It serves as a makeup table, and it also serves as an office. So I think this is a really nice feature. And also you've got, beautiful light. And of course we have our very large aft shower. Actually, this is on the outboard side of the starboard hull. On the inboard side, if you take a look, we're just finishing up the wiring here for the primary breakers. On the old boats, we had 2 doors that opened up. 2 doors that open up to the electrical panel, 2 doors that open up to the inverter chargers. What we found is when you were working on the boat, it's a little hard because you had to open these doors up, and anytime you wanted to get to the next one, you had to. So now we have 2 sliding doors that slide in either direction. So if you want to have access to this full panel, you just slide the door open, boom, you've got all the breakers in front of you, really, really easy to access. Or you slide them both over and you have access to the inverters and also to the new Starlink system and communication system that was designed for us and produced by Gary Bird, who's an absolutely fantastic 482 owner that has a high-tech background. And so he's been doing a lot of our communication systems, and he created a really special Gary Bird system for our communications. And that'll be actually mounted right behind here. Very, very happy about that. And as we go back up, in the down helm, they'll have a plotter here as well. So I think what most people will do is they'll mirror what is coming in on the plotters on a computer screen in there, but they'll also use that maybe for predict wind and looking at what's going on. But I guess you could also have one big monitor. It's really customer choice. So yeah, really, really excited about it. She's great. I mean, you can see that she's really far along. People probably don't understand that when we build a boat, once we get the fundamental structure and all the fairing done and everything finished and all the cabinetry, we just tidy up the wiring and things. And this boat will be sailing in about 4 to 5 weeks, something give or take. She'll be out sailing in 4 to 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks if we decide to sit back and tweak something here or there. So very, very excited about the boat, and I'll see you soon at one of the boat shows.